Good morning, viewers and listeners. Welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada for today. This is where we pair up the television and the radio. And I had a peek on the outside. It's raining cats and dogs. We'll get the latest weather update in the news package this morning. We'll tell you exactly what's going on. All right, so this morning we are going to start off, of course, with the word of the day. And the word for today is defile. It's a verb, defile, and it means to make something dirty. It can also mean to take away or ruin the purity, honor, or goodness of something or someone important. Yeah? So the word for today, defile. It simply means to make something dirty. It can also mean to take away or ruin the purity, honor, or goodness of something or someone important. Now for how this word can be used, well, students often threw their trash on the ground, defiling the campus in the process. Or you can say the child, the infant was defiled. Yeah, her purity, her honor, her goodness was taken away from her. Yeah. And now let us look at what is the thought for the day. I like this one. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care rather, how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the thought for the day. Good, nice, folks. I want to remind you that the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada, he's going to be with us today, this evening at 8 p.m. on GBN. Don't miss it. Yeah, Honorable Prime Minister. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell, he'll be on GBN this evening from 8. Join us, be part of this. So I do hope that we are doing fine. Yes, I know we are doing fine this morning, despite the inclemency of the weather, but that, like I said, that's what we know. We know either it's gonna rain, it's raining, or it's sunny. All right, so we shouldn't be too offset by that. If it's raining today, come on, that's part of us. It's all part of us, right? Yeah. And at this time, folks, we have the quiz from the United Nations. And this morning it's no exception. Remember, it is for students of primary or secondary school, all right? So, yeah. That's the time. I'm going to ask you the question. Yeah, you're going to give me an answer. And just like that, you can win yourself a prize. Okay, so here is the question for today. UN reform initiatives have led to the appointment of a resident coordinator and establishment of a resident coordinator's office, with the aim of bringing together different UN agencies to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of operational activities. Who is the current resident coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean? Nice. Remember the number that you can call. It's 435-2041. I'll repeat the question. The UN reform initiatives have led to the appointment of a resident coordinator and establishment of a resident coordinator's office, with the aim of bringing together the different UN agencies to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of operational activities. Who is the current resident coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean? And just like that, you can win yourself a grand prize. Give me the correct answer. 435-2041. That's the number. Yeah. It's important to keep abreast with these things, yeah? You've got to stay current. And we've got a caller on the line. Let's go to the phone. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Can you turn down the radio or the TV, please?
Yeah.
All right. And where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from St. David's.
Which part of St. David?
Bellevue.
How is Bellevue this morning?
It's rainy.
It's rainy. What school do you attend?
I attend St. Mary's Junior School.
Okay. And what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 6.
Wow. So you're doing the CPEA next year?
Yeah.
What school do you want to attend?
Convent High School.
Which one, Grenville or St. George?
St. George.
Ah, okay. What's your favorite subject then?
I don't have a favorite subject.
You love all of them? You love all the subjects, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you think you have the answer for us this morning?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but can I spell it?
Sure you can.
D-I-D-I-E-R. That's his first name.
Right.
And T-R-E-B-U-C-A. That's his last name. Q-A.
Yeah, T-R-E-B-U-C-Q.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. You're brilliant. You do a lot of research, right?
Yeah.
Well, you are correct. That's the gentleman, Didier Tribuc. All right? Okay, I am not very certain if I pronounce it right myself, but you spelled it correctly. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, so could you tell me your name, please?
Ashley Regis.
Ashley Regis. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, from Bellevue in St. David. All right, you are correct. Yeah. Wow. So you going to school today with the weather?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. You're a brave one.
When I'm sick, I go to school.
Wow. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Well, keep it up and give both mommy and daddy a hug for me today, all right?
Yeah.
And you will be a good student today, the best student, all right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, have yourself a great day now.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye. Wow, she's, this, I do think that this quiz is serving its purpose, because we all know that these children, not all of them would have the answers at the forefront of their head. So it means that they would be doing some research, and that's good. Yeah, get your children to do their own research, all right? So, congratulations to you, Ashley Regis. You are from Bellevue in St. David. 1 pizza coming up on that, all right? Bonus prize. Okay, folks, so let's take a quick look again at what some of the other things that will be buzzing this morning, all right? Okay, we looked at that yesterday, but still it is a social buzz. The move to decriminalize marijuana always creates a stir, and that is what's creating a buzz on the social media. And we are going to have some replays of things that people are saying about this, some for, some against. Also, residents urged to refrain from visiting the Molyneux land slippage site. Okay, we'll look at that as well. So folks, these are some of the things that are taking place on the buzz this morning, and it's just about the time when we break from television. Those of you who are on TV, you've got the opportunity to have a review, a revisit of last evening's television news. And for those of you who are stuck with me here on Classic, we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. We'll be back on the flip side of 7. Like I said this morning, I will be speaking with Natasha James from Molyneux in St. John. She is a cancer survivor, and she will be talking with us because we're still still into the Cancer Awareness Month. So she'll be talking with us just a little after 7. So we look forward to that. Bye for now.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, a smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is pleased with the reception given to him by member heads of the OECS after his maiden speech delivery and the general discussions that followed during the recently concluded 72nd meeting of the OECS Authority held in Montserrat. Details in this report.
During a recent interview with the Government Information Service, Prime Minister Mitchell said dialogues at the 72nd OECS meeting surrounded benefits for OECS countries within the region, with a focus on the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. He emphasized the OECS needs to focus on issues affecting member states.
Things like our Supreme Court, Central Bank, Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority. To some extent, I think the population of the OECS take these things for granted because they've been around so long and they work so well. But we can't take them for granted because the strength really is in our combined and unified action. But crucially, it also recognizes that we need to do a lot more to foster OECS integration and to deepen that process and to use our collective strengths to tackle some of the big challenges we face, like air travel. And we actually had a town hall with the citizens of Montserrat on the final day, and air travel was a major issue.
Prime Minister Mitchell says there are also common challenges domestically facing member states. He suggested a regional approach to address common issues within individual communities.
You have the hemorrhaging of our nurses. All of us are facing the challenges of our nurses leaving en masse. In the case of Grenada, I think we've lost 75 already for the year. There's a possibility of another 25 or so leaving. And the same situation exists in Montserrat. The same situation exists in St. Kitts, St. Vincent, St. Lucia. We're relying on Cuban assistance, for example. So it means it's a common problem, and there's an opportunity then for us to find a common regional solution, or at least mitigation measures to address it. So it re-emphasized that the challenges we face are similar, if not the same, and therefore our ability to solve them will in fact require us to take a regional and not just a domestic or national approach to them. And so I think it was very important for me and the other heads to particularly given that we have relatively, in the case of St. Lucia, in the case of St. Kitts and Nevis, in the case of Grenada, new prime ministers. So obviously we bring, in a sense, a relatively fresh perspective. And in my case, particularly coming from almost straight out of the private sector.
He added that there are now 3 young prime ministers within the OECS, which all aid in introducing innovative ideas to the OECS authority.
Compared to some of the other leaders, both within the OECS and in CARICOM. And I think given the youthfulness of our population, I think we serve as examples to the young population that all is not lost. And there's a genuine opportunity for us to reimagine what politics looks like, what engaging with our people look like, and what setting goals and aspirations and going after them look like. So I think from that perspective, I certainly think the people of the OECS expects of us that we will make a reconcerted effort to truly try and address some of the challenges we face as a people so that we can improve the lives of the citizens of the OECS.
Addressing regional colleague heads of government at the opening ceremony of the 72nd meeting of the OECS Authority in Montserrat last Wednesday, Prime Minister Mitchell echoed the call for true regional integration. He added that the OECS region is yet to capitalize on the many far-reaching benefits of intra-OECS trading and the development opportunities to be derived from intra-OECS investments. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Despite Despite the problems being described as greater than any youth can imagine, one of the youngest ministers of youth, Ron Redhead, says commitment to push through has held him resolute since the appointment to the post. Minister Redhead notes that the experience gained through joining the National Democratic Congress was also critical to his continued growth and ability.
When I had the option, I could have joined the easier party, the ready-made party, but I would not have learned the true extent of leadership then. So it was critical to have joined the NDC and come through difficult periods, because that is what will help to shape and to guide in terms of your own leadership ability and capacity. So it is going pretty okay. I do have my challenging days, and I do accept that I'm only human. However, I think what is most important is the unwavering commitment, certainly as an individual and a member of a team of government, to push forward and to really develop the country for all, not just a few. Okay.
The youth minister has this response when quizzed on the plans for youth development under his stewardship.
I wouldn't want to speak to it before the budget. We're just in the stages of finalizing the actual figures and what our priorities would be, so I wouldn't want to say until that is completed. Okay.
October 1983 still stirs many emotions in Grenadians. 2023 will mark 40 years since the demise of the revolution, and government is putting plans together that are hoped will begin some level of healing. Sherry Ann Blackman-Stephen reports.
On October 19, 1983, former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop, along with some of his cabinet ministers, and an unknown number of people died during what was termed a palace coup, staged by Deputy Prime Minister Bernard Coad. Coad was among 17 persons who were convicted for the killings. They were released from prison after serving time, following a resentencing in 2007, as ordered by the London-based Privy Council, Grenada's highest court of appeal. In planning toward next year's remembrance, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, addressing the congregation during Thanksgiving service on Tuesday, disclosed some of the activities planned for 2023 to mark that occasion. He said his administration continues to give thanks for the progress made over the years. However, he said to move Grenada forward in a healthy and sustainable manner, they must address the healing of the nation.
It is a somber holiday that is complex in its duality, the recognition of an immensely painful time in our history, and a deep appreciation for the sacrifices of the American and Caribbean forces who put their lives on the line to help restore peace and stability.
Prime Minister Mitchell said he looks forward to all citizens' participation in these activities, as well as participation from regional and international counterparts, seeking to heal past wounds and find meaning in this chapter of our Grenadian history. Prime Minister Mitchell said we will always be grateful for all the assistance in one of our darkest times that has helped to set Grenada back on its path of democratic stability. He notes that October 1983 is still remembered by many with great pain, while acknowledging that Thanksgiving Day holds a special significance for Grenada.
In an effort to address the myriad of legitimate emotions that surround this period in our history, we will engage communities across the island in a week of activities that begins on 19th October and culminates on October 25th. This approach seeks to encompass the significant events in this period and will provide an opportunity for increased dialogue, reflection, and introspection on one of our most formative events in our recent history.
During October 19th, a flag-raising and wreath-laying ceremony on Fort George, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Ron Redhead, announced that October 19th, 2023 will be declared a national holiday. Some of the activities for 2023, as announced by Minister Redhead, includes a respectable burial for the fallen of October 19th, 1983. A monument commemorating the lives of the deceased will also be erected as part of government's plans to teach the youth about the Grenada Revolution. Cherry and Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Meanwhile, newly appointed U.S. Principal Officer in Grenada, Francis Herrera, extended thanks to Grenadians who heeded the call for assistance.
We want to honor the brave service members who made the ultimate sacrifice in this noble cause. Reflecting on the theme, remembering mercy, giving thanks, we say thank you to the citizens of Grenada for their assistance during the intervention. They include men and women from all walks of life and from every part of Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, who heeded the call and responded. They showed their dedication and commitment to this nation by crafting a tradition of democracy, peace, and security.
Herrera spoke to a recent initiative geared towards benefiting Grenadian women, as well as other initiatives to assist the Grenadian people.
We are proud to have established, just this past year, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, which is connecting Grenadian women to a global network and online business development program through Arizona State University. We also share a commitment to the health and well-being of the Grenadian people, from the visit of the U.S. hospital Ship Comfort in 2019 to the construction of 2 emergency operations centers in St. George's and Carriacou, and the donation of state-of-the-art field hospital this year to boost Grenada's medical capacity. We continue to work on security issues together, having provided a U.S. $1 million upgrade on 2 of the Coast Guard's nearshore interceptor vessels, as well as $180,000 in equipment to the Royal Grenada Police Force last year, which included training in fraud prevention and detection with local authorities. We are partners, we are neighbors, and we remain the closest of friends. We are grateful and proud of the history of strong relations between the United States and Grenada, and we will continue to work with Grenada to strengthen bilateral and regional security cooperation and combat transnational crime that threatens our economies and our societies.
She urged all to be grateful and honor the sacrifices of the past through steadfast work, so the bonds between the U.S. and the Grenadian people can become stronger in the days and years to come. Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night is back in the community of Mount Moritz. Community members are invited to come out to support the event. More from Rena Pierre-Thomas.
Community members of Mount Morris and Georges have invited members of the public to be part of their Guy Fawkes or Bonfire Night this year. The event, which happens every year on November 5th, will have a twist.
Take control of the event by making it sound like a miserable experience. Bonfire societies are lobbying railways to reduce services. Town officials are hoping to minimize publicity by refusing to speak to the press. A local website is even warning about the potential for bad weather. It's too soon to tell if the campaign will be a bomb with tourists. But Guy Fawkes Night falls on a Monday this year, so that could keep attendance down. One thing's for certain, there will be bonfires. For the Wall Street Journal, this is Jenny Gross in Lewis, England.
To it, as there will be a Guy Fawkes competition and a grand prize will be won. Sherry and Noel, a member of the Mount Morris community, tells us more.
Now, November 5th, we all know about Guy Fawkes and the burning of Guy Fawkes. In Mount Morris, it's no exception. You have villagers who build a Guy Fawkes and have it on display, and then on November 5th, they burn it. But this year, a bit of innovation for the breakfast is that they're inviting people to build your Guy Fawkes. Bring it to the breakfast on the 30th. Your Guy Fawkes will be judged. There are a number of interesting prizes to be won. So you bring your Guy Fawkes, you put it on display during breakfast on the 30th, and it will be judged, you win your prize. So they're inviting patrons who normally come out to breakfast, use your creativity, build your Guy Fawkes, bring it, put it on display, be judged, you just might be the lucky winner.
Guy Fawkes, also known as Guido Fawkes, was a member of a group of provincial called English Catholic involved in the failed gunpowder plot on November 5th, 1605. Fawkes and his colleagues tried to blow up King James I and his parliament by planting gunpowder under the floor in the House of Lords where they met. King James was alerted about this plan, and so Fawkes and others involved in the plot were captured and executed. Since then, the tradition of the Guy Fawkes bonfire was adopted and celebrated every November 5th to remember. Noel says that there is also a prize for the person who can recite the Guy Fawkes song.
After that, on November the 5th, there will be this big activity at the Montmorris recreation facility where, they'll have music, food, just a nice social event. And at a particular time in the night, Guy Fawkes will be burned. And also there would be a special part of the Guy Fawkes burning on the Saturday the 5th. I don't know how many people know the chant, but remember the 5th of November. So try and find what that chant is as it relates to Guy Fawkes. And if you can recite it properly, there is a gift waiting for you.
The Montmorris community is asking everyone to come out and support the tradition, as there are many activities planned. The event will take place at the Montmorris pasture on November 5th from 6 p.m. For GBN News, I'm Rena Pet Thomas reporting.
Jointly charged with non-capital murder, Belmont resident 35-year-old Jude Buckmeyer, a construction worker, and his nephew, 22-year-old Stephen Buckmeyer, a boat maintenance worker, made their second court appearance before the St. George Magistrates Court on the 21st of October. Lawyer representative to the accused, Jerry Edwin, said the case was adjourned and moved to early 2023 for a preliminary inquiry.
A defendant can choose to continue with a preliminary inquiry, or they may say, I prefer to go to the High Court immediately because the charges are such that I want to move the process faster. It's not an admission of guilt on the part of the defendant, merely an efficient way of dealing with this matter. So as it stands now, I have to discuss with my clients, Jude and his nephew, Stephen, whether we should go by paper committal or through a preliminary inquiry.
The lawyer said he'll be making attempts to seek bail for Stephen Buckmeyer, the younger of the two men, as he believes that the charges against him will be dropped upon further investigation.
When I look at what has been collected by the police to date, it is highly likely that Steve Buckmeyer will be granted bail, and that even charges may not be leveled against him based on what we have seen so far. But I don't want to go too much further, except to say that I believe a high court judge would be minded to give Stephen bail right away.
The move to decriminalize marijuana always creates a stir, and that is what's creating a buzz on social media tonight.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among you. Local lawyer Anselm Clouden gives an update on what is happening with the Committee of Cannabis Legislation and Regulation, in which he sits as the legal advisor.
Attorney at law Anselm Clouden says that once the necessary legislation is in place regarding the decriminalization of cannabis in Grenada, young people who were convicted of having small quantities of the drug can get the charges removed from their record through a pardon.
To advise that young persons, 25 and under, that were charged, some in prison, whether charged or in prison, or charged and convicted, a pardon could be given to them now.
Social media users took to the comments section to share their thoughts about this situation. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Glenroy said many are of the opinion that all will be free to grow and peddle in the drug. Big mistake. Only qualified or authorized persons with special issued license and guidelines. There will be an agency to ensure strict compliance. Calvin added, we shouldn't be having conversations about legalizing marijuana among such a a backward, underdeveloped, and childish population. This person said, but rum's still legal. Shake my head. Ron added, just legalize the weed. Are you waiting on the British and America to give you the right of way? Time to grow some stones and do things in our best interest and have our people having a better standard of living. Fred said, all drugs should be legalized, regulated, and taxed. This will in one fell swoop eliminate the violence that attends the illegal drug street. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platform.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., and 7:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. The Saturday draws remains twice daily. And that's not all. Simply place your non-winning Cash 4, Pick 3, and Playway tickets valued at least $10 from a single purchase in the NLA branded box at your favorite sales location. 4 chances to win 10 prizes of $1,000 each. Whoa! $10,000 is up for winnings. Compliments the NLA. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before submitting. Promotion runs from September 30th to October 28th and would be drawn on Friday, November 4th, 2022. NLA, making your dreams a reality while supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
It's Soca Parang Indie Basket, the Spice Basket. Saturday, 5th November, featuring from Trinidad, Grunta, Baron, Marcia Miranda.
Darling, look, it's Christmas, a special time of year.
From Grenada, Carriacou String Band, Lele. And Leke and Steve Theodore. Get your early bird ticket for $60 after you pay $80 and more at the door. And are available at Chucky's Bar, Brendan on the Terminal, Grenada Optical in St. George's, Gittins Pharmacy Grenville, Gittins Healthcare Grandance, Chai's Bar St. Mark's, Nick and Bites Quav, St. David's Pharmacy, Calico Shopping Center, Main Street, Sotiers. It's another Chucky's promotion.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, Because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
We know that for many people, life is changing dramatically.
My family is no different. My daughter is now taking her classes online from home because her school is closed. For the rest of the world, that even the most severe situation can be turned around. But the experience of cities and countries that have pushed back this virus give hope and courage to the rest of the world. During this difficult time, it's important to continue looking after your physical and mental health. This will not only help you in the long term. First, eat a healthy and nutritious diet, which helps your immune system to function properly. Second, limit your alcohol consumption and avoid sugary drinks. Third, don't smoke. Smoking can increase your risk of developing severe disease if you become infected with COVID-19. Fourth, exercise. WHO recommends 30 minutes of physical activity a day for adults and 1 hour a day for children. If your local or national guidelines allow it, go outside for a walk, a run or a ride, and keep a safe distance from others. If you can't leave the house, find an exercise video online, dance to music, do some yoga, or walk up and down the stairs. If you're working at home, make sure you don't sit in the same position for long periods. Get up and take a 3-minute break every 30 minutes. Fifth, look after your mental health. It's normal to feel stressed, confused, and scared during a crisis. Talking to people you know
All right, folks, good morning once again. Good morning, and welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada. And as promised, as I hinted to you, we're still in the month of October, and it is recognized as Cancer Awareness Month. And as I hinted to you earlier, I do have a cancer survivor with me this morning, and she is Miss Natasha James. She is all the way from Molyneux in St. John. Good morning to you, Natasha. How are you?
Pleasant good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And just on a point of correction, Mongranby. The beautiful village in the mountains, Mongranby in St. John.
Thank you very much for the correction. I do appreciate that. Now, it's indeed a pleasure to have you with us this morning, and I'd like to thank you personally for making that connection so short. When I say that, only last night I contacted you in a bid to, continue sharing experiences as it relates to cancer, and you so willingly accepted the invitation to do so. So, thank you very much for that. Now,
you are welcome.
Right.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. All right, so I want to, to some folks, when they hear cancer, they think it's a death sentence, but you are a survivor. Could you give us what your experience was like or is like up to now, because you're a survivor?
Yes, well, first of all, I would like to say it is not, I emphasize, it is not a death sentence.
Okay.
And I am testimony of it, and there are many other persons that I know in Grenada and around the world who are testimony that it is not a death sentence. So we need to get that out of our minds right now. It is not a death sentence.
Okay. Now, how long ago were you diagnosed with that disease?
Yes, well, I was diagnosed in July of 2014. And, well, there was a lump in my left breast. So in July of 2014, I had that lump removed. And by the time I got back the results way in October. I don't know, there was some problem with the health systems in Grenada. And I waited forever for these results. And when I got the results in October, my doctor said to me, I'm sorry to say to you, but the news is not so good. And she said, I'm going to refer you to the surgeon. So she referred me to the surgeon. And then the surgeon also had bad news too. And I was just blank. I didn't know what to think. I was just blank. It was like something new, different. And I honestly did not know how to react. Like some people might say, okay, they will cry or they will bawl or they would. I just went blank. I didn't know. And most times in my, normal life, when I'm faced with some kind of extreme challenge, like some ultimate test, I would be just blank. Maybe my brain would just go off. I wouldn't know what to think.
Is it fair for me to say that is the point when you say, okay, I'm going to let go and let God?
Well, maybe, but at that time, I honestly did not know what to think. So then in October of 2014, my options were explained to me of what are the different things that could be done. So I decided to have that breast removed. That was the Saturday, the 25th of October. That was Thanksgiving Day. So I had that surgery done at St. Augustine Hospital. And everything went fine. I didn't have any complications. I didn't have any pain. Yes, there was a little bit of discomfort and stiffness on my left side, but apart from that, it went fine. After that, I was referred to the oncology department, a clinic at the hospital. And I started to take the chemotherapy from January of 2015. So I did the whole 8 sessions of the chemotherapy here in the hospital in Grenada from January to somewhere about July of 2015.
Okay, wow. And what was the experience like during your chemotherapy sessions?
Well, chemotherapy is very challenging. And one of the things I would like to say up front, I heard a lot of people saying things about chemotherapy, about cancer on a whole, telling me and telling other people things about taking chemotherapy. It's going to kill you. It is bad. This would happen to you. That would happen to you. And what I have proven is that the majority of the people who are offering advice, they have never had cancer. They have never had chemotherapy. They don't have a clue as to what it is like. And so maybe I might be biased or I might be wrong in saying that they instill fear into people instead of giving hope. So the chemotherapy is a procedure that you take every 21 days. It involves needles. So before you take one treatment, you will have to take a blood test to make sure that you are okay to receive that treatment. And the treatment is given through the IV. So you go to the hospital, you sit, they attach the port on your hand. It's like my hand here, on the back of my hand here, they would attach it here, and then the medications will go through your veins and so on. And after that, you are given medication to take home to help, with certain like a discomfort, like, you have to avoid like greasy and spicy foods because that could cause you to vomit and stuff like that. And there are a lot of other different things that happen. But as I said in the beginning, it's not a death sentence. So persons out there who are hearing me, you will have fantastic days when you even forget if you have cancer. You will have days when you are a dog and you feel to die. But what I am here to do is to give you hope. So on the days when you have the fantastic days, you need to just live your normal life. Do everything that you're accustomed doing. So for me, I get tired. So when I get tired, I stop. I rest. And then I go again.
Good.
And that is how it is. You will see scary things. Like one time I went to the lab to have my blood drawn. And when the technician was drawing the blood, all I saw in the syringe was bubbles, froth of blood. It was not liquid, it was bubbles. And at that point, I said to myself, it looks as though I'm dying. I didn't say it aloud, but to myself, I said, I'm in. fraud. I've never heard of this. I've never seen this before. And then she had to take the blood again from the back of my hand because she couldn't take it the place where it is because she couldn't get the blood there. It was just coming through as bubbles and fraud. And in Grenada here, you take the chemotherapy and you will see all your hair will dropping off from the first treatment. So you take the first treatment, and within that week, you will go to bed, and when you wake up in the morning, you will look on your pillow, and it will seem as if someone came with a scissors and just chop all your hair off.
Right.
You will see it coming out as if you are pulling out cotton. And here, in every part of your body, your eyebrow, your eyelash, every part of your body.
Okay.
Just recently, I went to the dentist, and she said to me, your teeth has a lot of fractures in it, and I said, I know, because I took chemotherapy. And then she said, okay, well, that explains it. So you are given a chance, but your body is weakened in a certain way. But that is not a death sentence. I live my normal life. I'm a teacher.
Wow.
And I live my normal life. I do my garden, I work my garden, and I do.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this question. You are right. We seem to be experienced. Right. I have you back, right?
Sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. I think a call was coming in on the phone. That's why I am.
Let me ask you this. Now, you are here this morning giving cancer patients a lot of hope, prospective cancer patients, if that's the right phrasing to use, because nobody wants to, be prospective as it relates to cancer. But in your time of diagnosis, when you got to know that you had cancer, was there any local support mechanisms in place like you are providing now? Were there people that came to your rescue and gave you that sort of hope that you're extending now to people?
Well, yes, I would say Arthur Houston from Guam, because he himself is a cancer survivor. And he called me and he spoke to me. And he didn't say much, actually. He just said, it's not a death sentence. He said that to me. That was the exact words. And, we spoke for a while and so on, because I had to go to Cuba to get radiation. That's another story. Again, and he, was instrumental in, getting information and so on, like the process, what goes on and so on. And there were other persons who I spoke to, but I must be very honest now. A lot of people show you the bad side. So they will tell you, well, you get sick, that will happen to you, that will happen to you. But I am here this morning to say, live your normal life. Life is beautiful. You can live, work, and do everything that you have to do. Some days you might be down, rest, and so on. I had my daughter. My daughter was just in Form 1 in secondary school. And I remember saying to her, just go ahead and make something for you to eat, because I don't have the strength to do it. Try and see if you could wash your clothes. Leave back mine. I will try to wash mine. And she did all those things, just as a child. And there were other persons around me too who gave support, like some of my colleagues and some of my friends, and yes, I had support.
All right, let me ask you this again. Is it safe to say now that you are cancer-free, having done the chemo and the radiation?
Well, personally, I do not like the word cancer-free, because anything can happen at any time. So there is a word that we use that we say remission.
Okay.
Which means that the cancer is in remission. So it is not affecting the body. I am not fighting it right now. I am not on any medication as such. But I do not know if there could be a recurrence. I pray to God that it does not reoccur. But we know that anything is possible, right? So personally, people use the term, but personally, I do not like to say cancer-free.
Right.
So I am in remission, and I share my story about giving hope, telling people get up. I have a teacher friend right now. She is taking the chemotherapy, and it is affecting her badly. And, I give her that hope. I speak to her, and she say, oh, I'm lying down. And I say, come on. I say, get up. go to the veranda and get some breeze, and like two of us will laugh, because like I am telling you I am weak and you are telling me to get up.
Okay.
And in the process of talking, she said, but I actually tried to do it and I did it, and now I feel better. So it's like sometimes, as I say to persons who I speak to, the treatment, maybe you're taking the radiation or the chemo or whatever it is that you're taking, it is fighting you, and you have to stand up to it and fight back. You have to fight back. You cannot just lie there. Oh, my head is dizzy. I don't want to get up because I'm afraid I will fall. Get up. It's still a beautiful day. Go outside, see the sunshine, see the beach, do something. You may not be able to do it 100% normally, but you'll be able to do it, and I guarantee you are going to feel much better afterwards. So we need to generate that will to live, that will to survive.
That's a very, very important point you raised there. And I think, excuse me, I think people need to understand that the will to survive really makes a difference at times. I mean, I have never been diagnosed with cancer, but I had a different life-threatening disease. I was diagnosed with leptospirosis a couple of years back, and I literally was pronounced dead. You could say that. I mean, people started making all sort of buzz that, oh, innocent is dead and so forth. But I always had that will to survive. I kept saying to Dr. Bernard and Dr. Noel and the guys, when are you going to stop giving me this medication? I want to go home. What time am I going home? And that in itself, I mean, when I speak with Dr. Noel and them subsequently, they're saying this is a miracle because I was really gone. So I think the will to survive plays a very important role in your staying in that survival mode.
It does. Yeah. It does. And I am a teacher, and I teach at a primary school. I teach at St. John's Anglican School in Guave. And I remember when I was taking the chemo, most times I will take the chemo on Fridays. So I have the weekend, and then I will go to school on Monday. From Monday, like, nobody's business. If I don't feel well, then I will have a few days sick leave. And I said to myself, if I could only get up in the morning and get myself dressed, get myself ready and pick up my bag, I don't care how slowly I'm going, that's all I want. I will go. There are certain times, and then there's a condition that is called the chemo brain. Like I could be speaking to you right now, and in the middle of what I'm saying, I just forget what is the next thing I'm about to say. And sometimes I would look at my students. I am looking at the student. I know the student name, but the student name is just not coming in my head. And they started to understand me after a while. So especially when I'm marking the register, and they will just say their name because they realize Miss is trying to remember my name,
Okay.
And there are certain times again when I actually have to write down things on a piece of paper and hold it in my pocket because I'll just get like sort of confused, I forget. And not only to the persons themselves who are fighting the cancer or who are survivors, but their family members, the persons who are around them, who are living in the same house with them, who are helping them in some way. They need to understand those kind of conditions because, to take the chemo, you have some side effects that might not be too nice. And the persons around might, they might feel so sorry. They might express that kind of grief in a different way. Or they might feel, well, oh, that person is a burden on me now.
Or maybe not even just a burden, but based on the attachment, they might be saying, oh my God, I'm going to lose mommy or auntie or sister soon. So it has a toll. But let me ask you this. From a national standpoint, I know that there is a cancer awareness society or something like that. Mm-hmm. Do you think that it would be a wise decision that to have national dialogues even for people who are not yet diagnosed with cancer, because whether we like it or not, it is said that we all have cancer cells. It's just when certain carcinogenic substances activate certain cancer cells, then they show up. So do you think that it is a wise decision to have a sort of preparatory mode, not like we're preparing people saying that you're going to catch cancer someday, so these are the things you should do, but a general educational drive, so that in the event, as an old granduncle of mine would say, in the event of such eventualities, people are already educated as to some of the things that can happen and will happen and should happen. Do you think that that's an approach that should be taken?
I would fully endorse this. I would fully endorse this. So we hear about the cancer walks and we see the T-shirts and the slogans. But apart from that, I always believe that more can be done, right? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And then knowledge is one, but actually the will to make certain decisions. So for example, I can say, okay, I know that I need to lose weight. I know everything about losing weight. I know everything about weight. But the will to actually start doing something, some sort of a support system, some kind of a support system, because we are social beings, humans are social beings, and we like company, we like support, especially when we are embarking on something new that we are not accustomed doing. So yes, I would endorse this education drive, and I would endorse any kind of support system.
Good. Another, we're wrapping up because I know you have to go to work, right? Yes. What can you tell people, or how should I put this? As it relates to your diet, dieting is very important as it relates to many of the illnesses that we see around today. How has your diagnosis affected or changed your diet?
Well, I want to say that my diet hasn't changed. My diet has remained the same. There isn't anything that I needed to change in my diet or any such thing like that. But maybe there are some persons who maybe need to make changes in their diet, but my diet has remained the same. I have not changed anything in my diet to say, well, I used to be eating this and the doctor advised me to stop eating this. There is a balance in everything, and Grenada has a lot of good fruits and vegetables and food and so on. So it's not that we do not have access to good food. We have a lot of access to good food. We have fruits and vegetables like actually wasting in Grenada. So, but again, earlier on, I was speaking about the persons who give advice. And that's one of the things that persons were telling me. First thing, I hope you change your diet. And I say to them, do you know what is my diet? So sometimes one of the challenges that persons who are fighting cancer face, too much advice from people who not even involved in this thing. And it can be very frustrating. They tell you about your diet. They tell you about the exercise. They tell you about stress. They tell you, go to the herbalist. Don't take the chemo. The chemo is going to kill you and all of that. And I say a balance in everything. A little of everything. As a cancer survivor, you can drink wine. You can drink a glass of wine. And it would not affect you. It would not kill you. It wouldn't do you anything. But sometimes, as I say, just a million different persons trying to give you advice, and still you need to listen to your doctor. And my approach was, I am listening to my doctor. I will do what my doctor says, and I will do what works.
Good.
And that's my approach, because sometimes you try to do a million different things, and my God, you get yourself more confused more than anything else. You get yourself more down and more frustrated more than anything else. So just try to follow what your doctor advises, and you will be fine. And it is said stress is going to compound the situation. Now we have to wrap up. So in closing, is there anything you want to tell to any cancer patient out there? Anything special? Yes, I want to say to all the cancer patients out there who are hearing me and seeing me this morning, I want to say to their families and those around them, there is hope, and there is a lot of hope, right? Look at yourself. You are beautiful, you are valuable, you are precious, you are important, and you are in this world still. The Lord did not see it fit to take your life because you still have a mission to accomplish. You still have something to do. And even if you are fighting cancer, or maybe you are in remission or whatever it might be, you know can give hope. And I want to invite you to join me to give hope. We know there are the little not too good side of it, but we do not want to promote that side. We want to promote the hope. We want to promote the faith. We want to promote the will to survive, the will to live a normal life as much as possible, to walk and to do whatever it is that you enjoy doing. I want to say to you, if you are a Christian or a Muslim or whatever is your religious belief, whoever you believe in, whatever is your faith, hold on to that faith and believe in it. Let it be as a motivation and as a guide to you. And there is always someone out there that you can help. There is always someone out there that you can motivate. There is always someone out there that you can share your story with, your testimony with. Everybody is different. For me, I could tell the whole world. To some people, it is a secret. They don't want anybody to know they have the disease, that condition. They don't want anybody to know that they are taking treatment. But if it's that is how you feel, I respect that. And that is yours. But what I believe works is when we share our stories and we tell others, listen, look at me, I made it. It wasn't easy, but you could make it too.
Right.
And by that, we keep encouraging each other and keeping hope alive.
Where there is life, there is hope. We always say that.
Exactly.
Ms. James, I want to thank you so much for taking your time off this morning at such short notice to share with us. And you're going to hear from us again. You're going to hear from me again, because I really do think that the conversation should be started in educating people as to how to deal with it, because it's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, it's here to stay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you again and have a blessed day. Grenada, Karikou, Pitimatnik, and all those who hearing and seeing, have a blessed day.
Wow, you're such a wonderful angel. God bless you, my dear.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, I've been talking there with Miss Natasha James. She is a cancer survivor all the way from St. John. And as she said, to those of you out there who have that complaint, there is hope. Do not give up the hope. Yeah, there is hope. Don't you dare give up. All right, folks, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after these messages.
It's the Deacon Mitchell interview on Interesting Grenadians this Thursday night, October 27th at 8 p.m. on GBN TV and social media platforms. You won't want to miss it. The Deacon Mitchell interview is brought to you through the kind compliments of ACB Grenada Bank, Simply Smarter Banking, eCart Grenada. We deliver all your daily needs. Gittins Pharmacare, the pharmacy that cares, and Hideaway Waterfront Apartments in Grand Anse for you to relax and enjoy time away from the buzz. The Deacon Mitchell interview, Thursday night, 8 p.m. GBN. Don't you miss it.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Affordable all quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean jingle and mingle, right?
Does it really matter? Mingle and Jingle, the mid-morning program that will drive the Christmas season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and all GBN social media platforms.
It's where the deals of the season are, where the Christmas music is played, holiday traditions are relived, and where all the fun is.
Mingle and Jingle.
Or Jingle and Mingle. Mid-mornings from November 14th to December 23rd only on the GBN network.
Made possible by
Flow,
Wester Hall Rums,
Hard On Plus,
Judy Free Caribbean Holdings,
Ace Hardware,
Gittins Healthcare, and
Grenville Credit Union.
The best way to protect yourself from 2019 novel coronavirus is to avoid being exposed to the virus. Additionally, there are preventative actions that you can take to protect yourself and your family from the spread of respiratory viruses that can make you sick. These include stay home if you're sick, cover your cough, and wash your hands.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course. Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary, Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio, the Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary, Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
You mentioned the wing kai, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
My granddaughter.
Good morning and welcome back. It's 13 minutes onto 8 o'clock, and before, all right, someone is calling. Let me engage this call, but I want to say a very special good morning to a dear gentleman, Mr. Glyden Christopher, all the way out there in Granborough in St. Andrew. I call him Uncle Glyden because that's who he is to me. And, you know, we were just chit-chatting there, and he too is a cancer survivor. He just, as I told him, I said, I did not even remember that. Yeah, he is a cancer survivor, and coincidentally, he's saying he and Miss James, they were sitting in a retreat together just over the weekend. The world is really a small place. All right, we've got a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Please hang up and try your call.
We lost that caller. I don't like to hear this lady that just talked to me there, All right, folks, so one of the things we are looking at in the buzz this morning, I know many people will be calling. All right, let's take this call. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm calling. Do you have Miss Natasha James, the lady you just interviewed, their number?
Yes, I do.
Can I get it, please?
Well, before I do that, I will have to ask her if I can give it out, and maybe what you can do right at the end, let's say just a little after 8 when I start doing the BBC, you call me back so that I can get your number, and then I'll ask her if I can give you her number and so forth, because I don't want to give out her number like that, all right?
Okay.
All right, so call me just after 8, okay?
All right.
All right, have a good one. Yeah, good, bye-bye. Nice. Yeah, 11 minutes on to 8 o'clock. There are so many people out there, and maybe I'll just continue the conversation on cancer survivors, because there are lots of folks out there who are diagnosed with cancer, and because of listening to the wrong people, they even get sicker than they actually are. Miss James made some very, very salient points there. Listen to your physician. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, nice to be here, man. Trust me, that really made me feel so good this morning.
Well, are you a survivor?
I'm not diagnosed with no problem in the world so far.
Wow.
I'm a 64-year-old healthy person. No complaints.
You're not even affected by the high cost of living.
Well, that could always come and pass one day. But trust me, it's only quiet and calm when I hear that lady talk. I sit down and watch her. Her spirit, the way she made me feel so good.
Right.
That I have this knack now to see if I can help whoever I can help.
Right.
Because that woman, in spite of all that she went through, she's high spirited. And it's people like that we need. She should be somebody that should take and portray to different schools,
right,
to help teach the kids to come.
Yeah.
And trust me, we're going to have a better place to live.
And like I said to her, it's not too early to start a conversation on that, because whether we like it or not, like I said, we all have cancer cells. It's just that when they get activated. So it could be a good thing to start preparing ourselves. As a good friend of mine, Blossom Alexis, said once, she did not have time to preparate, Yeah. We need to start preparing in the event that it comes on, because it can come like a thief in the night, isn't it?
This is the idea. So, as I said, if the government could help go around schools, different departments or places, and motivate people to see that this thing is not a death sentence.
Right.
That even though, if God forbid, one day you've been diagnosed with it, you're already well aware,
right,
and you're able to deal with it in a much more better way for you and your family and friends around you.
Good.
Man, I feel so good about that woman this morning.
Thanks, caller.
I ain't have no sickness, but she made me feel so good.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your contribution. Good, thanks. That's what we do here at Classic at the GBN. Yeah, we touch lives. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mr. Innocent.
Could you turn down the volume? Could you turn down the volume of your radio or TV?
What the lady told the world of possible also in Grenada. So every time you talk about education, some people are against you because they have the vague idea of education means only reading and writing and little things of the sort. But this lady has educated us, and this will help us if we take some of the things or all the things that she has said. Education is important in whatever field. So, as Mr. Hostin has done it too. This is what I want in Grenada. I wish to have in Grenada. Not people only buying I know. And they're leading you astray.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
That's
very, very good work. You and the lady keep up the good works. In fact, one person asked the lady to send her a number.
Yes.
What they should have done, and next time when anybody calls you to give number, let them give their number on air, and then the person is likely to be listening to the response or to the reaction of people. So if they wish to give the person a number, they can immediately give the person a number.
All right.
Instead of they asking you to find a number.
Okay. All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you. Thank you very much. 7 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. At 8 we join the BBC, and something that we have to take into consideration now, the information that she shared with us, the pointers, the tips that she gave, can be used in not only cancer patients, but especially the ones of listening to your medical practitioners. Good morning. Can you turn down the radio, the volume on your radio or TV, please? All right. 435-2041. I think by now it should be gospel that when you're calling into a live program, it doesn't matter on which platform, radio station or whatever, it's imperative that you turn down your volume of your radio or television and listen and talk via the telephone, the handset, because it gives a very, very bad feedback. All right? Good morning. All right. It's 5 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. Ms. James, thank you so very much again. I'd like to, thank my good friend, Mr. Arthur Houston. I just started doing this program this morning, and I called, the program director and asked, if I can, go ahead with this. And she gave me the green light, and I called Arthur and I said, do you know anybody that I can talk with who is a cancer survivor? And he forwarded 2 names to me and numbers, and I called Ms. James first, and she agreed right away. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Right. Well, that lady is so right. And what I think is, we should all listen to everyone, what they're saying, but the person we have to follow is the doctor's instruction. But we listen to everyone because everyone will contribute something to you, but you just listen. But the person you're really following is the doctor, because they may put you on medication and give you certain things for certain, maybe a month, 3 months, something, and then you could go back to all these nonsense that people telling you. Because I had an experience not as serious as cancer, and my doctor gave me instruction to follow, and I was telling my friends and things on what's going on, and all of them, most of the advice they're giving me is to break the doctor's instructions and go back to this man, don't study them, don't do that. And in health, one of the things that helps is listening to others. And then, look, like once I was sick and I went to the hospital, and when I was there, you know what helped me to get fast? When I see my colleague workers come in and look for me, and my close family and relatives, that make me get well so fast. I had an incident where when I got sick, I had a shed in my garden. I even went there and I lie on a chair, and I made a tip showing them that even that sometime, according to the work you're doing, like gardens and so, lying with your old tools and things and doing memories, all these things will help you in certain things. Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Yeah. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock, reminding you that at 8 we join the BBC for a bulletin of news. And once again, I just want to, touch on, all you cancer patients out there. It's not necessarily a death sentence, all right? Seek your medical advice, seek, the instructions from your doctor, your medical practitioner. Do what they say. All right? Good. You don't necessarily have to die. Miss James didn't die. Uncle Glide and Christopher didn't die. And there are a number of other names that we can call. Arthur Hostin didn't die. Of course, there are those who died. And as Mr. Christopher hinted, one of the key to this surviving this thing is early diagnosis. Yesterday we talked about men's health. Dr. Francis Martin was calling on men to get to know their health status. It's important. Early diagnosis saves lives. Always remember that. Make health a family affair. Make health a family affair. Have your timetable set so that at this time every year, the family goes to the family doctor, the family physician. All right? Folks, this is where we've got to wrap it up. It's 30 seconds away from 8 o'clock, and we've got to join the BBC. So once again, I want to say a very special thank you to Miss Natasha James for taking time off this morning and sharing such wonderful information with the world. Not just with us here, but the world, because the world is now a global village. Everybody hears it. All right? And to all those of you survivors out there, keep the faith. It's not a death sentence. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. God bless you.